and yet another episode of Conference Conversations. My name is Linda Thunberg. I'm coming to you from NATH, the National Association of Transpersonal Hypnotherapists, in reference to our conference coming up in just a few short weeks. I think it's about 4 weeks away right now. And today I'm going to have a conversation with Karen Hand, who is our keynote speaker. She is our keynote. She also has a one-day workshop and another 2-hour presentation for us this conference. So without further ado, I'd like to have a conversation with Karen. So welcome, Karen.
Hi, Linda. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm excited to have you. I know our members are too. We love your book, the one you wrote on magic hands, and that's how this all got started. Remember, one of my members really wrote a nice research paper on it, and we decided to give you an email and a call, and then all worked out. So tell us a little bit about what you will be speaking to us about this.
Well, the keynote, which I'm very excited about, is the magical alignment of the magical hypnotic alignment between learning about a client and making the suggestions for change and how that comes together. So I'm really excited to share that kind of information with you and how I do it, because, I'd love to say I have the answer. I don't know that any of us have the answer. We're evolving as we go, right? And all I can do is share with you my BS. Belief system.
Belief
how
system.
It all works. And trust me, every client you see will bring in their own BS, their own belief system, and that's what we have to dance with, right, in order to get going. So I'll talk about the magical alignment between their BS, belief system, and your suggestions and how we really help affect change. I do have another 2-hour. Do you mind if I mention that one?
I'd love you to. Thank you.
Client insight without resistance. Ooh, how cool would that? I really love what people call resistant clients, because I think they're the most fun to play with or work with, as the case may be.
I totally agree with you. I always tell them, I love you when they say, I don't know if I can be hypnotized. I love you, people. I love to do that. So please go ahead.
Here's the thing, Linda. There are plenty of hypnotists who say, well, not everybody can be hypnotized. There are some people who can't be hypnotized, or I can't personally be hypnotized, or I've heard hypnotists say, I don't ever do self-hypnosis. It just doesn't work on me.
Mm-hmm.
BS. I have to call BS on that. That's your belief system, and it's shrouded in a limiting belief, right? And what I want to share in that class is how everybody is hypnotizable. I mean, everybody is hypnotizable. And when we have the right elements lining up correctly, change can be easy. So that's what I want to help you understand. How hypnosis really works in the real world, how we are hypnotized all the time, every day, and we make decisions based on that. Now, to work with a resistant client, there are some really cool tricks, tips, and techniques that I'm going to share with you in those 2 hours.
Awesome. So they'll be able to actually have some tangible things that they can take home and use with their clients.
Oh, without a doubt. I'll tell you the questions to ask. I'll tell you the dance to do. I will help you. And every single client is different. So you're the one who's going to have to step up to the plate and make those things work. That's our expertise. That's what we bring to it. We bring strategy to what we're doing, working with our clients' belief system.
Absolutely.
Did you mention my workshop too?
And now I hear you have a workshop too on Monday, I believe, all day long, 9 to 6.
A full-day workshop on real-world use of magic words and language patterns, how you use that in a session, how you use that way before a session to attract people to your particular business, how you use magic words and language patterns in social media posts. And by the way, I do a newsletter every month, one mailing a month, and they're all written using magic words and language patterns because it's the easiest way to make a suggestion that works. That's what we'll be talking about all day Monday. I'll teach you all the techniques, again, the tricks and the tips, but we'll do some real world practice with that too, where we're making suggestions, gathering information, making suggestions, and making suggestions for the masses, like on social media or in an interview or something like this. Everybody knows hypnosis is the way to go. That's what we'll talk about. I hope you join me.
It absolutely is. And Karen, for those of our members who don't really know you very well, except for reading your book, can you tell us just a little bit about your background and why you got into hypnosis?
Oh, I would love to. I was a radio personality in Chicago for a long, long time, several decades, let's put it that way. And people often ask me, gosh, how do you go from radio to hypnosis? You know, it's the same skill set. In radio, a personality talks one-on-one to a listener. So it's not really to the masses, it's really one-on-one, targeting a specific person with a strategic outcome. So it's very similar. I was doing a radio show, Linda, and I had a friend who knew a couple of hypnotists, and I said, oh, let's bring those people on and make fun of people. This will be a lot of fun. We'll get people to bark like dogs and cluck like chickens and stuff. They didn't. They came on my show and they talked about the efficacy of hypnosis. They talked about the ways that you can make change easy with hypnosis. They talked about all the clinical uses of hypnosis. And I was fascinated. I was doing a talk show then, Linda, with a psychiatrist. We did that for 10 years together. It was a relationship talk show. And I always thought, you know, maybe I'll go back to school and become a psychologist or a psychiatrist. But I never could make the time in my schedule for that. But amazingly, these two hypnotists came on the show, didn't do what I expected they would do, and yet hypnotized me to go to their center. Hypnotized me to go to their center, right? I was hypnotized there and absolutely fell in love. And it was one of the major epiphanies I've had in my life. This is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. So I studied hypnosis. I made the time for that. I did not renew my next radio contract and opened a big hypnosis center here in Chicago. And we did a land office business. I'll talk a little bit about that when we're all together. It was a franchise business. There are people who don't even know that there are hypnosis franchises. I'll tell you all about it. That franchise doesn't exist anymore, by the way. It's a great idea, and I'll share those great ideas with you. But in that franchise business, we had requirements to spend a lot of money on advertising and get business. We had business in our office every single hour, every single day. It was amazing because of the advertising. But because it was a franchise, we were limited to just what the franchise had to offer, right? We couldn't add ingredients to the recipe. We had, Linda, about an 80% success rate. We did weight loss and smoking cessation at that clinic. It was amazing to me. And all we did was read scripts to the clients, the same scripts over and over and over. And it worked because hypnosis works. At any rate, I was really worried about that 20% that did not have success. So I went back and got a whole lot more training and then had to divorce the franchise because I was adding things to the mix to increase the success. So at any rate, I went out on my own. Eventually, life showed up. I had moved my business to my home, and this is my home office. I work out of my home now, and now I work exclusively on Zoom. That's the evolution of my career, and the reason I sought more training, and the reason I kept going even when things looked difficult. So here I am today, now 20 years into a hypnosis career, and I still love it. It's the place to be.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. And I believe that's a fascinating story. And I believe that lots of people can come from different businesses, different careers, and come into hypnosis and find all the similarities, right? It's really not hard. I mean, I came from the stock market and interior design, but it's all about patterns. You know, you're saying it's all about talking to people one-on-one. You know, right. You find your niche and it works. And yeah, I agree. And then you take off with that and you have a passion for it and you love it and you stay with it, right?
There's secrets to getting the clients that work perfectly for you. And I plan to share those with you.
Oh, that sounds really good. All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and sharing with us today. We will see you in just a few short weeks in Virginia Beach. Hopefully it'll be warm there. Last year there were people swimming in the ocean. The year before that we were wearing winter coats. So, we'll see what happens, but it'll all be good.
It'll be on the water. It'll be beautiful, and we'll all get together. I can't wait to meet these new people and to learn what you're bringing to the mix as well.
Well,
It'll be
thank
very
you so
exciting.
much. I look forward to seeing you. Thanks for your time today. Bye now.
Bye.